And there you see the left-hand side of your screen. We're watching the East Room of the White House for the president's imminent news conference. More emotional testimony in the meantime today in the court-martial trial of Nidal Hassan. He, obviously the former Army psychiatrist who admitted opening fire at the Fort Hood Army base in 2009. Today, survivors of the rampage taking the witness stand and recalling the complete horror of that day, after the judge ruled Hassan could continue to represent himself and that his standby defense team would not be taken off the case. Jeffrey King is a military lawyer, former Marine judge advocate. David Wohl is a defense attorney. Gentlemen, thanks for being with us. Mr. King, let me start with you because of your background. Judge made the right decision here, correct? I mean, these standby lawyers are just that. They stand by and they offer answers to Hassan whenever he wants them. Otherwise, they're really not involved.
Right. And the judge made that order a while ago when she agreed to allow Hassan to defend himself. But she said, if you're going to do this, I'm going to have your defense team standing by on the sidelines, watching everything, hearing every witness, so that if he needed some assistance in any way, they'd be ready to step in. And now they've gone to the court and they've said, you know, we're watching him put his noose around his own neck. We can no longer do this. You need to let us off the case. And the judge said, no, we're not going to do that. You're going to sit right there, which really puts them in an ethical dilemma.
Yeah, but it's not an ethical dilemma that should change the course of this trial, should it, David? I mean, after all, every defendant has a right, even in a military tribunal, to represent himself. And if he wants to do a horrible job of it, he's entitled to do that.
Yeah, exactly, Greg. So if I'm the judge, I'm going to let him do that. I mean, his act of mass murder was an act of jihad. Getting the death penalty in response to that would be an act of jihadi martyrdom, and that's exactly what this guy wants. And it's completely contrary to the ethical constraints of any defense attorney to help that take place. If a client comes up to me and says, look, I committed a murder, and I'm looking forward to a one-way ticket to San Quentin to the lethal injection chamber, I'm going to say, fine, wonderful, go for it. I will not be involved, and I feel for these lawyers because the judge has ordered them to continue to be involved, and in doing so, the judge may subject herself to ethical violations of the...
Wait a minute. Jeffrey, let me go to you, because it might be very clever on Nidal Hassan's part. Maybe he's figured out a way to defeat the death penalty because all he has to do is do a lousy job, make it look like he wants to die, and then, you know, his lawyers step in and say, Your Honor, it's unethical, so we have to stop the trial.
Right. And if you really back up, this could have been his plan from the beginning. And obviously, no one really knows what's going on in his mind, his decision to defend himself. But, you know, one thing that could really change this whole thing up is the judge did say to the lawyers, if you bring me something from your state bar, from the Texas State Bar, that says, or rather wherever they are licensed, that says that this does present an ethical dilemma, that you can't just stand by and watch this guy essentially kill himself in front of the jury, then that may change the judge's mind. But you're right. I mean, the judge this entire time is just trying to make sure that this stands up to appellate scrutiny. And once it gets to those appellate courts, you know, looking back on this thing,
every defendant would then do what Nidal Hassan is doing in order to avoid the death penalty. You can't allow that. Gentlemen, I got to cut it off here because we are out of time because of the breaking news, and the news conference is coming right up. So, David, I owe you one on that.
No problem, Greg.
Jeffrey King, David Wohl, good to see you both. Thanks.
Good to see you.
Thanks a lot.
And we are expecting President Obama to hold that White House news conference moments from now, and there'll be questions from White House reporters on everything from the terror threat overseas to the administration's claim of phony scandals in Washington. When the president starts speaking, we will take you there live.
Attention women. Did you have a mesh or sling implanted during surgery for pelvic organ prolapse or stress urinary incontinence? These mesh and sling products may cause terrible side effects: mesh movement, erosion into the bladder, intestines or uterus, incontinence, and the need for more surgeries. If you've suffered serious complications from mesh or sling products, you may be entitled to compensation.
Call 800-333-4044, 800-333-4044. The Postal Service is critical to our economy, delivering mail, medicine, and packages. Yet they're closing thousands of offices, slashing service, and want to lay off over 100,000 workers. The Postal Service is recording financial losses, but not for reasons you might think. The problem? A burden no other agency or company bears. A 2006 law that drains $5 billion a year from post office revenue, while the Postal Service is forced to overpay billions more into federal accounts. Congress created this problem, and Congress can fix it.
Yo, give it up, dude. Up high. Okay. Up high. Okay. High. Up high.
Okay. That's getting pretty old. Don't you have any useful apps on that thing?
Who do you think I am? Quicken Loans?
At Quicken Loans, our amazingly useful mortgage calculator app allows you to quickly calculate your mortgage payment based on today's incredibly low interest rates, right from your iPhone or Android smartphone.
This great tool answers your home loan questions, organizes your results, and lets you